Locke Ravenford, who asked, my question has to do with electronic warfare. With inclusion of the encrypted core of the Drake Herald info runner and ongoing development of C actions on capital ships, are there any plans for an electronic warfare metagame beyond the signature-based system you spoke about in the past? What will be the role of hacking? So yes, there is actually on a capital ship, on some of the bigger ones, we've actually discussed as part of the capital ship setup, having one of the stations being sort of electronic warfare and potentially trying to hack or invade the other person's ship. So we're actually actively looking at doing that, and we'll probably have maybe some of that involved in sort of info running and the Drake Herald stuff. And we're certainly going to have sort of more brute force stuff like, EMF and all that kind of stuff. So, so yes, the question would be, there will be more beyond the signature system. So look to the future when we have a much more detailed sort of info dump on the capital ships, which will be down the road. But I think you guys will enjoy that. Okay, last mangled that, but Sullivan, who asks, can data stored on your ship's computer, such as central core bank account details, cargo manifest, and jump point navigation, be lost due to object destruction or compromised by a hacker? Would such a hacker require physical access to your ship's computer? What do you envision the hacking cyber warfare element of Star Citizen look like? A great question. Not something that we've done a massive amount of thought on, but it raises some really interesting issues. I mean, we've been thinking primarily for the Drake Herald and the sort of info runner business about how you would protect data and sort of transmit it, and then also people would want to block and and try and intercept stuff. So there's a certain amount of sort of computer hacking warfare that we were thinking that we would probably do, and we'll probably have some of that on the big ships. That's, I know, one of the designs that we've been talking about for the capital ship stuff is, you would even have one station where the other person's trying to, disrupt the other ship's systems and potentially, jam them or even maybe try and get a virus aboard them. So there definitely will be some level of that. I don't know so much about hacking, personal details and all the rest of the stuff. That would still be a sort of to be determined sort of design feature. But we are certainly doing quite a few things that will sort of make the kind of hacking warfare an aspect that can happen in the game, because it'll definitely be part of some of the sort of big ship combat and some of the Squadron 42 stuff, and it'll definitely be part of the info runner stuff. And so, who knows, maybe we'll sort of do a little bit of that on the player side, although you wouldn't want to get to the point where someone can get complete identity theft and screwed over in the game, because it's not fun in real life. So we don't really want to do it to anyone in the game to a level where it's sort of devastating. Although maybe a small amount of stuff could be interesting, but that's still a to be determined aspect. But thanks for the question. No git soon, if that was said correctly. All right, first question comes from Furious George, who asks, I'm curious as to what extent that electronic warfare will be in the game. Will I be able to use certain jamming techniques to make a radar-guided missile blow up early, or perhaps put false targets on an enemy's HUD? Yes, we're definitely going to have electronic warfare in the game. We have actually some specific designs for it that will be in the bigger ships, where there'll be sort of an electronic warfare officer, and then there'll be ships in our game where we've got some up and coming variants that will sort of go towards that. As far as the current ones, like the Hornet Tracker, for instance, will have the ability to do some of this kind of electronic warfare. But yeah, the idea would be that you could jam radars, you could hide signatures, you could perhaps try and mess with other people's computer systems. So we're definitely going to put it. We think it'll be kind of an interesting aspect to combat and adding to it, and it'll be kind of fun. All right, so next question.